early teens. It involved abuse and sexual abuse. When that happened, I guess even lost more confidence in myself. And so I started making really poor decisions. I got pregnant at 14, married the father of my son, and we had another son a year and a half later. So a month before my 16th birthday, I had 2 kids. And about a year and a half later, was on my own with those 2 kids. And I was, using drugs and drinking. We all have a God-sized hole in us, and so I was trying to fill that with all the wrong things, which will give you a solution for a short time, but then end up just giving you more shame and more guilt. And the more shame and guilt you heap on yourself, the more bad decisions you make. I've been attending Church on the Rock since 1991. When I first went to Church on the Rock, I can remember the first Sunday I went there. Pastor would talk about, speaking the word over your life. And so I would pray and I would be like, I can't pray very long. I don't come up with very many words. And before I really learned how to talk to God. So I would get out my Bible and I would just start praying. And Pastor said, stand on a promise. And so I would get a promise and I would stand on it. And one of them was, I will bless you with peace and I will give you strength. Because of the addiction to the drugs that I had been doing, the addiction to the promiscuity earlier in my life, and just that constant approval seeking and people pleasing. And, if I'm doing it in my ability, there is definitely a finite resource there. My hope was in myself and in my ability. God says He'll give us a new identity, and that's really what happened for me. I had found a couple of 12-step groups throughout the years, and then I heard about Celebrate Recovery. We didn't have it yet at Church on the Rock. This has been several years ago. Then when we launched Celebrate Recovery about 4.5 years ago at Church on the Rock, and I was asked if I would like to be a part of it. I was so excited. You have no idea. It has been life-changing for me. I found God's grace in a way that I couldn't because I needed healing that I wasn't telling anybody about. Going to Celebrate Recovery, working through the steps, having accountability partners, having a sponsor, my heart couldn't be more full. From the time I was a young teenager till in my early 20s, I never would have pictured where I'd be now. I would think I would have just somehow imploded. God restores all things, and that is what He has done with my life. I'm a grateful believer in Jesus Christ. I'm celebrating recovery from addiction, drug addiction, and codependency, and I am so grateful to be a member and a servant at Church on the Rock.